Ready to go to work?
Oh my God, I'm so ready to go to work.
But you're giving up a big strategy if you do that, right? You can't give that up.
We are here because the American dream and our American democracy are under attack.
Supporters packed Grant Park by the tens, if not hundreds of thousands, to watch America elect its first ever black commander-in-chief. The supporters
you
here.
cannot give that up. There's no way you can give that up. That's a big card.
We've turned what Martin Luther King wanted to do, on its head. He said it was racist to point to the color of skin. Now you're racist if you don't point to the color of skin, it seems to me.
So
how did that happen?
Barack Obama returned to the place where he calls home.
Is anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible? Tonight is your answer.
Patrick Bet-David discusses the perception of racism in America, questioning the narrative given the election of two black presidents as evidence of progress.
The way it happens is you strategically, if you look at 33 strategies of war or 48 laws of power or the 5 rings or art of war, all these deception games, or The Prince, the deception game is very powerful. How many people read the deception game? What percentage of the world reads the deception game and knows what it's all about? Very few, less than 5%. So the other 95% fall for it. The deception game is very elusive but effective.
He critiques the current approach to race discussions, suggesting that it has shifted from Martin Luther King Jr.
It's very manipulative, but it works because it's, I'm LeBron James. Somebody came and sprayed black man or whatever, the N-word on my doors.
A disturbing story on the eve of the finals. On Wednesday, police in Los Angeles reporting a racial slur was spray painted on the front gate of a home owned by LeBron James.
No matter how much money you have, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, being black in America is tough.
Yeah, got it. Why are you doing that? Why are you playing a dirty game? But it works. These racist white people. But it works because you need to create an enemy, right?
The conversation touches on the concept of the Hegelian dialectic, implying that creating division serves a strategic purpose in political discourse. Bet-David expresses optimism about the younger generation, particularly young males, becoming more politically aware and leaning conservative.
I think this next generation, earlier you and I were talking about my son's political leanings, right? 12 years old. And your friend asked a question over there about how does he debate other kids at school? And what happens with that, right? And I said, yes. And you said what? That's great, because he needs it, right? Do you know, with the tensions being the way they've been since 2008 to today, 16 years, a 5-year-old kid born in 08 to today is 21 years old. We haven't yet seen the positive side effects of this. We haven't yet seen kids that are like, bullshit. You're not gonna do that with me. I'm not racist. What are you talking about? Those guys are getting tougher. They went to school. They learned better how to debate. They came back and researched.
It's often automatically assumed that if you're male, you're toxic, or if you belong to a certain group, you're racist or homophobic. Today's political climate calls for inclusion and fairness, yet it's often those advocating these values who end up creating divisions by emphasizing our differences and displaying intolerance.
I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it.
You know what demo is the biggest increase in conservatives right now? Young male, high school male students. Highest percentage of conservatives right now, because they're sick of it.
Yeah, it's not basketball, it's not football, it's like our entire democracy, right? And like, we should be able to disagree and still be able to do this shit, like within those disagreements, right?
Look at that.
Definitely not common. Absolutely not.
Definitely not common.
Why would I want to vote for a socialist?
Trump, Trump, Trump.
Trump, baby!
Make America great again!
Trump 24, let's go afford some houses. I want a house.
The accent, hit him with the accent.
Trump 24.
Quite frankly, we need Trump back in the White House, quite frankly. For Kamala, what you got?
Trump for sure.
Yeah.
First of all, better economy. Second of all, no more immigrants. Not saying that immigrants are a bad thing, but illegal immigrants are. They're taking jobs, they're taking houses, they're taking salaries.
Trump. With her, our country will be f***ed. That's all I gotta say.
And what do you have to say to Kamala?
She's a manipulator. That's all.
Like, what are you talking about? No, this is not going to work. It's going to backfire. If somebody bullies some of the greatest boxers of all time became boxers because they were bullied. Some of the greatest UFC fighters of all time became fighters because they were bullied. Some of the greatest comedians of all time became comedians because their life sucked. It was so bad, drugs, alcohol, abuse, that they had to find a way to laugh, and they used comedy and entertainment. Imagine how much these people have been abused the last 16 years. That tension is going to produce some of the greatest leaders you and I have ever seen in the next 20 years. And when it comes, it's not going to come in one or twos. It's going to come in the thousands, and they're not going to know how to control that.